Welcome to Degrees of Separation, a podcast where we journey to learn how we are connected and who we are connected to.
It gives us at least a glimpse of how connected we all are.
From entrepreneurs and small business owners to difference makers and thought leaders throughout our communities. This is Degrees of Separation with Joshua Peacock and Daryl DJ Sales.
Hey man, what it is, what it do, man. We back off up in this thing. Unos más. So man, yeah. Yeah, man, we back off with this thing one more time, man. Degree of separation, where we come to figure out and find out how we're connected and who we are connected to. Also, we have conversation that connects us as well. And it's your host, Elder Joshua Peacock.
And also Pastor Daryl DJ Sales, man.
Yes, sir. Man, what it is with you, man?
Chilling, man. Literally chilling.
Hey, you remember those?
Literally.
You remember those? I don't know. You're a few years behind me, but you remember those letters in high school you used to write to your girlfriend or whatever, and you know what I'm saying. You start off with chilling like a villain, just willing to write. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
You never write that. Oh man.
Nah, I ain't never wrote a letter like that. I used to kind of write the little yes or no thing.
Oh man, this man I do origami.
Hey, you
It's over flipping and flopping and did all this kind of stuff crazy.
talking about that little man, that thing. I'm glad that thing came and went.
Hey man, I used to like when a girl used to bring me one of them, man.
I'm so glad that thing came and went, bro. I really am, bro.
You used to
That
write a
thing
letter. You used to write, do you like me? Circle yes or no. Oh man.
and they should take that mug and ball it up. They wouldn't even reply no. They just take that mug and walk to the garbage, raise their hand. Teacher, could I go to the trash? And throw that.
My boy still dealing with trauma, man.
You dig it, man. I'm all right. It's cool. Everybody ain't your cup of tea.
Yeah, you're right. That's funny though, man. But yeah, man, we got a good conversation as always, man. We got a good conversation as always. Today we're going to be talking about focusing on faith, focusing on being faithful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a combination of two topics, but they go hand in hand. They go
Right.
hand in hand. Yeah, man.
Good.
It's just been on my mind a lot lately, man. We've gotten so off center. Everything is about how good can you multitask. Even in a job. When you go to a job and you're employed by somebody else, they want to know how good are you at multitasking because they're going to
Yeah.
give you. I mean, even the job in itself is is multitask. With me
Yeah.
at my job, I have to drive equipment while looking at a screen, while picking up stuff. While what I mean, it's a multifaceted job. Even
Yeah.
with you, you have to drive while being safe. You know what I mean? While doing other things. I don't know everything that you drive at, but I know it's multitasking that goes into it.
I mean, life kind of calls for a certain level of multitasking. You feel me? But at the same time, um, I do think that the multitasking that certain jobs call for, is like unnatural.
Right.
Like talking on the phone and operating a computer or typing and whatnot, and then looking up. Sometimes people have two. They'll have like two desktops or two monitors, and you know they got it's just too much going on, bro.
They
Like
got
I don't
solitaire over here, and they they got emails over here.
right. I don't think that that's natural, you know. And yeah, I want to say it was a study that I came across. It's funny that you know you're talking about this topic, but the study was just I guess they were trying to draw the correlation between people who aren't good at multitasking and actually like I guess the efficiency of them getting stuff done. Like you know, people who multitask they tend to not get things done. You know,
Right,
but people who actually focus they would see things through. You know, in its entirety. So I was
right.
like, okay, yeah,
And that goes right along with what we're talking about because you know these past few weeks or whatever, I just been. It's like, man, we do so much,
yeah,
but we have to go back to the days of where you just focused on one thing at a time.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like you were saying, complete this task to the full, or
yeah,
learn this skill to the full. Now we'll get the gist of a skill, and we'll just all I need to know is how to do it. You know what I
right,
mean? Not to be a master at doing it. And I learn how to do it, and then I'll just continue to do it, and then over a period of time I might master it. But instead of just, focusing on it and
yeah,
driving that thing home and continuing to do just that skill, because you can get with YouTube and TikTok and all these different other platforms that give out information of how to do things, you
yeah,
know, you can learn how to change your oil
yeah.
5 minutes now. You can learn how to fix something on your car that you used to have to take to the mechanic and had to pay thousands of dollars for. You can fix with a few dollars and some skill and some elbow grease. You can get that done. But
It's gonna take you longer though. Trust me.
yeah, it's gonna take you a lot, a lot longer.
You're navigating brand new, and that person is navigating known territory already.
Right. There's a story about how a guy called, an electrician or a plumber or somebody over to the house, and they got a quote for the job,
Yeah,
and the quote was, $2,000,
hmm
and the homeowner was like, $2,000, man, it's just gonna take 10 minutes to do, and then the skilled person, they said, okay, I'll uh, I'll let you rent my tools for $200, and you know you can go ahead and do it, and it's going to take you 2 months to do it because you
yeah,
don't know what you're doing. And then
correct.
and the story goes on and keeps building up. He's like, I'll let you rent this tool. It's so many tools that you're going to need to buy or rent for this job, and
Yeah,
then it's going to take you an extended period of time to finish this job.
yeah,
And you're not paying me for the speed of the job.
correct.
You're paying me for the expertise of me being able to do the job
Correct.
and for the tools that I have. You know what I'm saying? These tools I have to have. You know what I
Yes,
mean? You don't have to have these tools. I've spent thousands of dollars on these tools, you know, and that's what you're paying for. You're not paying for the simplicity of the job. You're paying for my skill and being and the tools that I have to do the job.
yes. Um,
And go ahead.
now I was finna say, you know, and that's very valuable. You know, that is something to me. I think that those jobs hold the most value. You know, because you don't want to be paid by the hour.
No.
You know, I think that people who are paid by the hour oftentimes multitask, as opposed to people who are paid like if it's an actual skills based labor. You know, it's like okay, this person focuses on this task until it's complete, until it's done and it's complete. And you know, even in that scenario, cause I kind of found out the hard way. You know, I was like something just like it's simple to me now. I'm like, man, all I had to do is change the hub assembly. That's it.
Right.
That's it. But I don't even want to say it's kind of embarrassing. But so you know, me going to change the hub assembly, I jacked the car up. Now I'm trying to hit the plug, you know, or the bolt. the car's off the it's off the ground now. The wheel's turning. I'm like, ah man. So now I gotta put the car back down, and now I gotta hit it. And I had a small I had a small wrench. I didn't know I needed a breaker bar. I'm like, oh my God. So, I'm just I got walked, I really got walked through it, when I
Right.
when I should have been able to, like jog through it, because it's not hard. But that kind of just showed me, the value of actually, knowing and paying people for their skill, as opposed to, oh well, it only took you an hour. It's like, yeah, but it would have took you longer than that, because
Right.
you don't know. You're in uncharted territory.
Right, right, right. And and you ain't gonna learn. Nobody's gonna show you that. Even if they show you that, it's gonna cost you because they have to do it to show you.
Yep.
Or you could have went and spent some time on YouTube, and on YouTube they ain't gonna give you all the information all the time like that. And even if they do, it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna take you an extended amount of time. Extended period of time to do. You know what I mean? And back to that hourly thing, um, you don't want to pay somebody by the hour because they go take they then it's in there. They can take as long as they want to.
Right.
As you know, just like the lawyers. You know what I'm saying? If they get paid by the hour, man, you know what I mean. It's a lot of work that goes on with
It
being a
is.
lawyer outside of going to the courtroom.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So ask some people that had to get a divorce attorney and all that other stuff, man. They gotta be on retainer and all this other stuff, and it's just, what I mean, that's why I say it's cheaper to keep her. That's an old blues song, but getting paid by the hour, they have the ability to draw that out,
Yeah.
drag that process out. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But that just focusing, man. I remember the days, where we had to just focus on one thing. Of course, there's multitasking that comes in, like you said, that's complementary to other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, playing video games and trying to read the Bible are not complementary. They don't work.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need your undivided attention to
Yeah.
one of those things. You know what I mean? But certain jobs you have to multitask because it's within the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we have to go back to those times where, we just focused and just stayed focused on the task at hand. Because as you said from that study, you get better results, man. If I'm, I have a few ventures, business ventures that's out there. I wouldn't call them full-fledged businesses because they're not operating at full capacity.
Yeah.
And why are they not operating at full capacity? Because I'm not focusing 100% on them. You
Yeah.
know, I have
That's
clothes.
facts.
The clothing line, this podcast, other
Hmm.
things that's in works. Uh, a full time job where I'm working 60 to 70 hours a week right now. You know what I mean? A full time dad, a full time husband. You know, it's possible to focus on one task at hand. You know what I mean? But we have so many different uh, tentacles that we're using in our lives that we're not focusing on one thing. And we can have a multitude of business ventures and things, but how much focus are you putting on it? You know what I mean? How much time are you spending in this sector or in this business or in this thing that you have going on? How much time are you actually, when we are watching our children, when we are being a dad, how much time are you all the way in? Or are you, sometimes like me, kick back on the chair, flipping through channels or playing a game, and kids want to come play, or, and you just tired or whatever. But or how often are you designing new designs or
Yeah.
trying to cultivate new ideas for the clothing brand, or
Right.
how much are you in it at the moment? that the time that is needed.
Yeah, even like a lot goes into that too. Even paying attention to the culture, what styles are really hip right now, and actually
My boy
um,
said hip.
for real, bro. What's popping and creating,
what styles are hip?
and also like creating your design to be akin to that, like what's
Right,
in right now. You feel
right,
me? And another thing that I want to say is I think that like we've been so geared to multitasking for so long that now I think that we're a little overstimulated. I think that we're
right,
overstimulated. Like, you know, we we used to sit down and read book, like the average person would sit down and read books, like, and reading would be so um it would be so like enough. It would be so, I guess stimulating. It would be so riveting, like to the point where we used to like reading. We focused on reading.
right,
That book. You would catch you when you actually focus when you're reading. You catch things. Like you catch little subtle revelations or how to piece things together.
right,
As opposed to some people who may read on their phone while listening to something, or like they'll have Audible playing a book while they are watching TV, or while they're doing something else, like while they're
right,
counting money. I don't know, whatever whatever it may be,
right,
you
right,
feel me? And it's like you miss out on that. you know um you miss out on catching those, like those subtle I guess secrets that people put in books, that they want, that it's really not meant for people who multitask. And if you can, and a key indicator of this, it's in what makes this indicative is um the size of videos. Like videos used to, videos would be like an hour long, 2 hour long.
right,
Now you get vines, you get little TikToks here or there. We actually tell ourselves, hey, let's not make a video too long because people won't really watch it. You
right.
know, you could text a paragraph or comment a paragraph on somebody's Facebook post. They're not gonna read it. It's like it's
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If I see some paragraphs on a post, I'm not gonna read all that.
and that's exactly why, like people, they might ask me a question about well, like somebody asked me a question, about theodicy. um they were like, hey, well, isn't murder wrong? Why would God allow someone to murder? And I told him straight up, I was like, look, I'm not going to be typing for my health. Do you really want the answer? Because if
Right,
you don't because if you got a reply already in the chamber, and you're not going to read what I wrote, I'm not going to waste my time. you know and people don't focus. Like, that's just what it is nowadays. People don't focus. They don't they won't sit down and actually, pay attention to something that's spoken, or something that's written, and actually get the understanding of the reader, of the writer.
right,
That's what you should seek to have. You shouldn't just seek to focus long enough to make a rebuttal, or to continue on your way. You should try to embody, when reading, and when listening to articles, or whatever the case may be. You want to kind of get into the mindset of that person so that you can see, oh, this is how they came about, what they came about. You can understand them a lot better that way.
right,
And
right.
I think that we're definitely lacking that nowadays, bro. Because there used to be books in the bathroom. It ain't no books in the bathroom now.
That's where
Like,
all of mine are at. I ain't like you. I ain't got no fancy bookshelf and all that other stuff. all of mine sitting in the bathroom, and I try not to take my phone in there, so I can read a chapter a day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Read a chapter a day. In the past couple of weeks, I haven't read anything, but it's there. I need to get back to it. But as you were saying, you know, uh, even our content, we at least try to give you an hour.
Yeah.
We have a few under an hour. We don't have many over an hour and a half. It's usually about an hour, hour and 10 minutes.
Because
And we've
a lot
had
of people can't stomach it.
yeah, a lot of people like, man, you need to think about cutting it down to like 30 minutes. Man, you
Right.
can't have a real conversation in 30 minutes, bro. You
Yeah.
cannot have a real fleshed out conversation in 30 minutes because it's so vast. The topics that we have is not, just the topic of the day. We don't do current events typically. You know what I'm saying? We probably have maybe a couple of current events. But I know people who have a podcast and it's easy to draw content
It
from
is.
from what's current events,
It
for what's
is.
going on in society. It is
All
so easy. But we have to come up with our content. We have to
over.
go out and find people that are actually doing things in the community to, feature them. And then you can't talk to them about their life story. And even in an hour, that's cutting it.
Right.
I listen to podcasts and content that's 2.5, 3 hours long at a time.
Man, Peacock, let me tell you, I have heard um content, and I know, like I know what I'm talking about, bro. I've heard of content, um like what's the guy's name? Is it Bishop Gators?
Bishop Larry Gators.
Like 2, 3 hours, sometimes, 2, 3 hours long.
Yeah,
And he's just giving, just giving, just giving, just
yeah,
giving. That's why you look at his views, 2.3, maybe 2.3K.
yeah.
It's not palatable for everybody.
Right. But you'll get a Joe Rogan who has 3, 4, 5 hours
Uh-huh.
and he has millions of views.
Yeah. Yep, the
You
number one
know,
podcast.
because it's the celebrity that they're
Yeah,
tapping into, and he has very interesting guests,
he
and
does.
and they have good information, but it's the celebrity that's behind it that drives. Because I can go find as equally as good content as Joe
Oh yeah.
Rogan
Oh yeah.
that, like you said, 2,000, 1,500. You know what I mean? And our numbers aren't even that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we have a faithful few. Going back to being faithful, you
Hmm.
know, uh, and we promise to do better with our, with the timing of our content and with the frequency of our content, because we have faithful people that listen, that tap in. You know what I mean? But even with that, we remain faithful to giving an extended amount of content and conversation. You know what I mean? Because it's people that really um, resonate with the content that we have and
Yeah.
receive understanding and different perspective from the conversations that we have. And we're going to have even deeper conversations with other people. You know what I mean? But we have to remain faithful to this thing, and we have to be going back to scripture, steadfast, unmovable, always
Yeah.
abounding in the work of the Lord.
Amen.
You know what I mean? So, how does that faithfulness tie in to being um, persistent or being focused?
Well, how I look at it, I think that God, he it's a formula, that works for believers and unbelievers alike. It's a I guess you could say it's a universal law, or yeah, it's a universal law. Just kind of, it's kind of like when people say, hey man, God, he required blood sacrifice. It's like, it's a universal law. That's something that, respectfully, if you look at all all beliefs, it's like, blood is sacred.
Right.
But Yeah, and faithfulness is universal law. You know, God, he blesses the faithful. You know, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You know, enter into the joy of the Lord. You know, he could have just said, "Well done, thy good servant,"
Right,
but
right.
oh, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You know, the Bible says that those who come to God must believe that He is, and He is a rewarder of them who diligently seek. Right?
Yes.
That's faithfulness. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're going to see this. You know, this is going to be echoed throughout the Bible. You know, with Abraham, with Isaac, Jacob, David, all of the quote unquote Christ or the anointed ones rather. It's going to be echoed throughout the Bible, and that's just the formula of it. You know, anybody who's worth their salt, they're going to tell you, hey, look, I made it to where I am, by being faithful, and
Right.
even nature. You can look at nature. Nature rewards faithfulness.
Yes.
You work, you work out, you work out. This ain't nothing, it's just natural. This is something this isn't something that's, oh well, it's supernatural that's happening. No, you work out every day and over time you see your results. You know, You nobody
Yes.
just nobody just jumps from being able to lift 100 pounds to 300 the next day. You got to work it up, and that's just how it is, faithfulness and focus. So focusing, to me, it accomplishes two things. It accomplishes you being able to like be faithful. When you're
Yes.
focused, you're able your focus enables you to be faithful. It enables you to endure, to the end. And also, I just had the second one. I don't know why it just escaped me. Also, oh yeah, also focusing. It enables you to get to the end. But when you get to the end, the boost of morale causes you to be faithful. You're like, man, I finished that thing. It feels good. I don't know about anybody else, but for me, once I've surmounted a task or something that was kind of an obstacle that was in my way, the boost of morale is what caused me to run stronger and longer the next time.
Yes.
I remember with prayer. I used to just bow my head 2 minutes and okay, I'm good.
Right.
And you know, eventually, after praying longer, stronger, even preaching. My first sermon I preached, man, 20 minutes.
Right.
But as I kept going, and I'm not gonna say that this is all natural. I think that it's a supernatural part that when it comes to prayer and preaching, where the Holy Spirit, kind of, aids you. But
Right. Right.
nonetheless though, afterwards, it's the feeling of, man, I'm glad that the Lord is using me. It kind of causes me to be more faithful and to want to be focused and locked into what I have to do, and that's going to work. Regardless of believer and unbeliever. Nobody's going to say that anything that they have was ascribed to them. Largely just by like a whim. Sometimes it happens, like sometimes you hit the lotto, but for the
Hey,
most,
hey, but when they hit that lotto, go back and look at how much they've been playing. They were faithful at hitting that lotto, bro. They were faithful at playing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the winners don't even come up to what they done spent, man.
right, right.
I done hit
But
5,000, but you've been playing for 20 years.
but yeah, majority of if not everything is going to be ascribed to faithfulness, and
Right,
focus.
right. Even
Yeah,
even if like you get these internet sensations, you know, even if they hit like soon, they have to be faithful and consistent to sustain that success.
correct, correct.
You know what I mean? They have to. It's pressure on you now. You know, it's pressure. People want you to deliver, and in the society that we live in, they want the delivery to be constant and like it ain't no layoffs. It ain't no, it ain't no letting up once you on, man. Or you gonna be gone.
I agree.
You
I
know.
agree, man. That and if you and especially if you look at our society, man, people like we're a little spoiled. You know, it's like, man, look, you make good content, you better be faithful. You better come with it. You know, you make good
Yes.
music, you better be faithful. You better come with it because man, look, I'm not finna sit up here and wait for you to make no record or put out. That's why a lot of these artists they put out hits. They'll
Right.
just say, look, they might not even have a record, but they'll do a hit single,
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
just to
Look.
keep your
Yeah.
attention.
Little LP.
Right. And back then, none of that was going on. If you listen to it, you listen to it on that album.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and people will wait. They will wait until that thing drop.
And then you sat with that album for months.
Uh-huh, man, years. Yeah, a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least. At
Mhm.
least. Because they wasn't dropping every year. They was dropping by every 2 years back then, bro.
Right. Bro, you're absolutely correct, man.
They was
And
dropping every 2 years. Yeah.
that I don't know, that kind of goes back into like I said, like the overstimulation. Like you got people who go to sleep to music or who go to sleep. I wouldn't even say music ain't terrible, but they'll go to sleep to like movies and
Yeah.
videos. It's like,
TV. They can't go to sleep without the TV on.
yeah, that's overstimulating, bro. Like you,
Your
it's
brain
like
is downloading and reacting to all of that stuff while you're sleeping.
right, and you can't even focus on sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog. And then the sad part about it is, your brain is being stimulated even when you're in REM sleep. So now you're dreaming about, what's on TV and all this. Like it's a lot of people they don't get dreams, uh,
Natural.
they don't get dreams naturally, and they don't get dreams from that. Like that ain't coming from the Most High.
Right.
You sitting up here dreaming about snakes on a plane
Right.
or
I'm tired of these snakes on this plane.
or you know what I'm saying? You can't do that, bro. Like the Most High speaks to you dreaming. You need to focus on just dreaming, like or I'm being a little cynical with it, but for real,
Right.
like
Right.
seriously, how many of us actually go to sleep and it's dark and it's quiet?
Man, I got them blackout curtains, buddy. It got to be dark because I sleep in the daytime, man. So it got to be dark, man.
so when
You
you
know.
so when you dream, it's organic. It's
Right.
organic. Nobody, it ain't nothing, no stimulation, no nothing.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And then that's why people wake up tired
Oh yeah, you're right.
because you didn't get the proper sleep.
Hmm. You never
You didn't.
detach.
Right. And going back to being faithful, you know,
Excuse me.
like like you were saying, focusing helps you be faithful
It does. It does.
because you know, look at it like this, as if I'm not focused, then something else then caught my attention and drawn me away from the thing that I was faithful to. You know what I
You're right.
mean? I can't. One thing I will hang up on you
Mm.
if I'm on the phone with you and you talking to other folks.
Oh, if he got me, you ain't doing that.
I will hang up on you, man.
Yeah.
Because like I need you. We on the phone together.
Correct.
If you're gonna have this conversation with me, or you gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if we all three in a conversation, that's different.
Yeah.
But you having a full fledged conversation with this person, and you having a full fledged conversation with me, man. Look, all right, man. I'll holler at you later, man. I'll holler at you later. And if you keep me on hold too long, I'm gonna hang up. You gonna come back to nothing
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna sit on the phone. I'll wait a little second. But man, look here. I'm not gonna just be holding no phone in my ear and just be sitting there. I'll hang up, and then when you ready to talk to me, call me back,
Yeah.
and we'll continue the conversation. But them two things, I need you to focus on me when it's
Correct.
me. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? I went to lay down last night, and I was about to jump on TikTok. I kept the phone down, and I started, tried to have a conversation with my wife and talk to her because, You know what I mean? Even though we neglect each other because we don't focus on each other.
You're right.
I'm not saying me and my wife, but just in general,
General, I
people
get that.
don't focus on each other because and then we neglect each other. We'd be right in the same
Correct.
bed, and you don't have to talk. Sometimes just being there is quality time, But
Yeah.
sometimes we just put the phones down, turn everything off, and lay in
Yeah.
the dark and just talk. I remember me and my brother, he used to set me up, my older brother Dennis. We used to be kids and he had bunk beds. He was on the bottom, I'm on the top. And he'd be like, bruh, you up? I was like, yeah, I'm up. You want to talk? He's like, yeah, let's talk. He said, you start. So I started talking to, just talking. You know, in a few minutes, I hear he's went to sleep on it. I said, man, he used to set me up, man. He used to set me up. He wasn't focusing on me, man. He used to set me up to start talking, man, so he could go to sleep on me. But that like being distracted, you can't be faithful. Being distracted, and that's what the enemy does. That's what the devil does to us.
Correct.
He distracts us from reading the Bible. He distracts us from praying. Man, you talking about hard to pray? Man, the enemy gonna fight you, man. You
Right.
got all these thoughts running through your mind while
You
you
gonna
trying to
put
focus.
dawn in. You
Yeah,
gonna go to. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
You gonna start thinking about random stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's a distraction. We have to we have to realign ourselves with being faithful. You know what I mean? Um, I seen something where you know uh, this preacher was getting chastised in front of the congregation and on live
By his leader.
by his leader,
Okay.
and he was saying like you been 10 years and you're not ready to go out on your own and so on and so forth. You won't pick up this. You won't do like the small things in the ministries. Like I can give you money and you can go out there and get your storefront, but in 6 months you'll be right back here, and so on and so forth. And somebody made a pastor that I follow on TikTok. He made a comment about it shouldn't take you 10 years in leadership to be. I didn't agree with that because I spent 10 years in a ministry,
Yeah.
and I could have maybe gotten out of not gotten out of there, but gotten elevated in a faster.
Mhm.
But it takes time. It takes time to learn things. It takes faithfulness to learn things.
Yeah.
It's in everybody's time. Uh,
That's it right there.
timeline is not the same. You know
God
what I
didn't
mean?
call. God didn't call all the prophets at the same age.
No, no.
He didn't call all the prophets at the same age. Matter of fact, check this out. From 12 to 30.
Yes,
After 30, that was it. Now you're ready, bro. That's what that is.
18
18 years.
years. 18 years.
So let's not be so quick. I don't think, and I'm just saying this straight off the jump. I don't think that I would place a maybe that was just for that person. Let's say that because his
Right,
leader was getting on his grass. So
right, right,
he knows.
right.
I would make that the staple for everybody. So I definitely agree with you on that too, Peacock.
Yeah, but I mean because, bro, it's so much that goes into running a church.
It is.
It's so much, and a lot of people jump out there without like the Bible says, counting the cost before they build. You
Right.
know what I mean? And you got to build on good ground, man, a good foundation. And a lot of people don't take account of what it takes to. It's just like anything else. It's not easy. Having a house, man. It's not. A lot of people are house poor because they haven't taken into account what it takes not to just afford the house, but to upkeep the house. Anything breaking this house, bro, I got to pay for it.
Correct.
There ain't nobody here. I can't write no letter to nobody. I can't go up to no office. I can't do none of that, man. I have to have the money or I have to
You
go
can
get the
complain.
money to pay for it.
I
You know what I'm
know.
saying? It cost me over $6,000 to put the floors in my house, and that was with some discounts on somebody doing the floor for me.
Wow.
It was over $4,000 just to go buy the supplies for the flooring. You know what I'm saying? It costs money, bro.
Yeah.
It costs money to upkeep anything. It costs money to run anything. It costs it costs time. It costs effort. It's not easy just having um doing anything, and you have to be focused and faithful to it.
Yeah. Because once you start it, you got to see it through, man.
You have to
And,
see it
and
through.
that's a word. That's a word in itself. Because I'm brought back to Jesus saying, "Look, any man who put his hand on this plow and look back, he is not fit for the kingdom."
Not fit.
You can't put your hand on that plow and then, man, oh my God, because I see it. I see so many people, man. They receive that word with gladness, and
Yeah.
slowly and steadily they start to go right back to the world.
Yeah.
It's that focus, man. The focus leads to faithfulness. Because when you focus on something, you're making it a practice. You're
Yes.
making it an expertise. You're trying to get better and better and better at it. But when you're doing something, I don't know why, Peacock. It's a Sunday and I feel my help coming on, boy.
Come on, man. Come on.
I
You
feel
need to go get. Hey, what? Let me get that hoop machine, man.
I feel Holy Ghost,
Yeah,
boy.
for real. For real.
But that's how it that's it's a formula. It's a formula. You can't get past it.
You cannot get past it, bro. You can't
Can't
get
get
past
past
it. And I know I'm not seeing the results
it.
and the ventures of my life like I want to see them because I haven't been faithful like I need to be to certain things.
Correct.
And I know it. And I wrestle with it all the time. I
Yeah.
wrestle with it, bro. You know what I mean? I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
Um and that's the thing. Hold on, fella. My son, go, fella. I'm done eating my food. Okay, good job, buddy. So can I get some cereal or wait till I get done, all right? No, go in the house, buddy.
And he gonna ask you a million questions too.
I ain't want to run out here, man. Yeah, man. Um, what was I saying?
You're saying,
Oh
you
yeah,
have
I know what I need to do. I
yeah.
don't I don't struggle with knowing what's needed. Go
Mhm.
inside, fella. A baby. Now the other one coming. Go inside, mommy. Okay. Okay. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, mama. You kiss. Wait. Mwah. Let me cut my nose. Go wipe your nose. Go inside, baby. Yeah, man. I'm used to doing this in the evening time when they're sleeping. But yeah, I don't struggle with knowing what to do.
Yes.
Struggle is um, utilizing the time that I do have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Encouragement could help. And things like that. It's just that's what the devil fight me with. Is because things have never been a challenge to me.
Yeah.
I'm just able to do it. Not saying that I'm expert at everything, but things have not been hard to me.
Yeah.
A challenge to be able to do something or to learn something, and
Yeah.
I've taken it for granted, and I've taken advantage of it in the wrong way. You know what I mean? Because I know all I have to do is just put my hands to it, and I'll be able to do it. And
Yeah.
I deal with procrastination.
Yeah.
Because things have been easy to me. But I know if I put my effort, put my time, put my faithful focus into it, bro, the results will be what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing that I struggle with, And that's the thing that because it's just I've been blessed to understand. No, being a teacher, you'll understand that you can understand that
Yeah.
it just you just understand it. You know what I mean? It just makes
Yeah.
sense. Things just make sense. You know what I mean? And as you dig deeper into it, then that's where you can flesh out the idea. You can flesh out the understanding. Like you said, 20 minutes of preaching, but the more you preach, the more you study, the more you can like
Right.
to read the Bible. It's not a difficulty to understand the Bible. The scriptures just make sense to me. Now, there's some things that I have to just dig and study and study and study to understand, but for the most part, it's understandable to me without much effort. That's
Yeah.
what my gift is. What I mean? So I've procrastinated on a lot of things in my life because of that's how I grew up. Things were just made sense. You know what I'm saying? School made sense. I didn't have to
Yeah.
study for the test. What I mean? Once I see it and I hear it, I know it. I didn't take
Yeah.
notes in school because one, I wasn't going to study the notes, and two, I didn't need them. You know what I mean? But I did discover later in life that note taking helped. It helped because I'm writing it down and it's getting into, like, when I first came into ministry, I used to take notes,
Yeah.
you know, and it stuck with me. But you know, for the most part, I don't take notes. I don't write things down. But I know it'll help my memory. It's always something I can go back to and refresh
Yep.
my memory with. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I
Yep.
I didn't take notes in school, bro, because I didn't study in school. You know what I mean? And I passed. I didn't have no 2.0 GPA. I had a 3.0 in college.
Yeah.
My first year of college. I think I had a almost 3.0 in high school. Graduated like a 2.8. But that's without studying, without doing. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah, high
that's
school.
what I struggle with. What's that?
I said in high school I was in it to win it, boy.
Oh man, I
I
wouldn't. I would, man.
graduated high school with like a 3.9.
Oh yeah, you was really in there, but I wasn't trying to do. I wasn't focusing on schoolwork, man, in high school, man.
But college is a whole nother ball game, though. I would like to say, I would like to say that higher education, that thing, that thing really. I don't know if it might have just been my major. I like music. Don't get me wrong,
Right,
and I like the amount of years that I went to school, to learn music. But for some reason, bro, it was just this one class, sight singing and ear training. It always wore me down, and I'm listening. Like it wasn't even the sight singing. The sight singing was good. I'm like, okay, I
right,
know the note. I could look at the notes. I could play them on the piano. It's the ear training. I'm like, I can't hear, bro. I just can't. Like, I can't get it. And my teacher was like, man, sometimes it takes people a little longer, but when you get it, you get it.
right,
I didn't really get it until like I completely left school. I left it, and I
right,
left that thing for I left it for years, man. I ain't been in school for a while. And
right,
I finally got it one day. Like, oh, okay, now I know the intervals. But yeah, college is just I don't know, it's different, bro.
right, right,
I
right.
needed all the help. But now I feel like I'm ready to go. Now I needed all the
What's that?
help, boy. I needed studying, I needed notes, I needed other people who knew what they were doing. And I would sit down with them. But now I feel like I would be very focused now because I know what I like to do. And it would be theology and
Right,
or even philosophy and religion.
right.
You know,
Because you know yourself now. You know what you would be interested in, and that's another thing that brings faithfulness and focusedness. You know, being interested
yeah,
in what you're doing.
yeah,
Because if I ain't interested, man, I'm not interested.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things I'm just not going to be into because I'm not interested. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not focusing on it because it doesn't interest me. And now, you know what I'm saying? You know what you can go to school for, and you know what you can focus on. You know what you'll be faithful to. You know what you'll
right,
be good at because now you know yourself. And in those formative years of college and high school, we just doing whatever. There's some people that
right,
change their major multitude of times and they just steady racking up a bill.
That thing
and
be blowing me away.
because they haven't found out who they are. You know what I'm
But
saying? They still learning themselves.
but see, another thing though is we need to always tap into that resilience though. That's part of focus. We need to tap into that resilience to push through. That's what I teach my sons. Hey, look, this problem not gonna go away. Well, Daddy, what do you want me to do? You gotta push through.
Right.
Pretend I'm not, because there's gonna be times where I'm not gonna be here. And you know that if this problem don't get taken care of, I'm gonna be waiting at home. So guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna find a way. And that's how I think we should even people in college, man, they switch the majors. I had I had I think I used to get up to since I was a music major, I was able to get up to 17 credits.
Yeah.
I maxed out at 17, bro. Ebony maxed out at 12. So
Right.
just imagine all the classes that I had to go to, recitals. Because it was classes that were only 1 credit, 2 credit, and recitals was 0 credit, but it was a mandatory class. So I had plenty classes to go to.
Right.
I ain't fold. You gotta go. You gotta do. You gotta go through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you know, and I'm determined. Like I said, I know what I need to do. I'm determined to do it. Um,
Mhm.
just trying to break those old habits, man, of
Correct.
procrastination and bro, after working 12 hours a day plus 2 hours on the road, I walk right past my workshop, right past my computer, right past my keyboard, go in the house and lay down because I know I got to be back at it in about 10 hours or less. You know what I'm saying? And so I need to, get to sleep. I need to, chill with my children. I need to do what I need to
Correct.
do. But I walk right past the, I walk right past it, bro. I got to go past it because I'm in the garage, right? So my setup is in the garage. I walk right past it, man. Instead of, even if I spent 30 minutes to an hour a day, to improve certain things. And people will see the improvements, in the podcast and whatever we have going on. You know what I mean? But I'm determined to do it because I know what I need to do. Um, and I just got to do it, because we say, well, God, if you give me some more time, I'll be faithful to it. Be careful because God may lay y'all. All you got is time. All you got is time now. You ain't got to go nowhere. You ain't got no job to go to. You gonna be
And
faithful
that,
now?
that might be his plan too.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, okay. Well, check this out. If you're faithful to this, you're gonna have a decent income, but you gotta be
Yeah.
faithful. And you ask
Yeah.
for it.
You shall receive it.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. But I'm determined to do it, man. Like I said, I know what I need to do. Instead of playing video games, I can come out here. And I don't even play as much as I used to, bro. Because like I say, I come home and I go to sleep, man. I come home and I go to sleep. You know what I mean? But on like a Saturday or whatever, or
Yeah.
whatever time that I can, just come out and just hone my skills, you know, um, and something, because like I said, I have a lot of ventures going on. Even if it's just research, even if it's just reading and figuring out, but because me, I like to do it. Like I said, a story that I told so many times about analysis paralysis. Man, I'll analyze something to to I'll get all of it, bro. My
Yeah.
wife know when I'm finna buy something because I'm researching it. You know what I'm saying? If you look at my YouTube right now, all you see is a bunch of gun videos because I've been looking at another gun I want to buy. You know what I'm saying? And when
Uh-oh, that boy's gonna get that 1911.
that 1911, boy. That 1911 dope stack. Hey, them things run some paper, boy.
It's gonna
But
feel good again too, though.
hey, but that's how I get. My wife know when I'm gonna buy something because I'm deep into research on it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and and that's even that well that's part of being faithful to whatever task I have. But you know what I'm saying? What you got?
that is definitely a part of being faithful, man. And I feel you on that too, because when I'm over the road, um, I gotta keep my relationship with my wife cultivated, and the children also. But I read a lot. But the Most High, like I said, as of lately, He's been getting on me about just being faithful, and stop not worrying about, hey, when things get better, or when these things get perfect, man, or you know when things line up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. you know the Most High, if He tells you to step, it's time for you to step. With whatever you have, you better step with it.
Right.
And that's kind of where I'm at right now, man.
Yes, sir.
And I do agree that I think that lack of focus and procrastination is of the enemy.
Yes.
I think it's of the enemy, man. I don't think that majority of the things, even some certain leaders, I don't think that the Most High is always speaking to them, telling them, hey, well, do this, do that, do this, do that. No, I think the Most High is like, okay, now that you got that going on, let's add to it now. Because I see a lot of times, I see leaders just doing so much, bro.
Right.
And I'm looking at it logically, like, hey, how we able to do this? How we able to do that? How y'all? Oh, well, just have faith. It's like, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, but are you certain that the Most High is telling you to do that, or telling you to do this? Because your parishioners, man, I'm looking at them, and they
They drag it along, buddy.
bro, they And I'm like, man, are you sure? Like, because they're your defense too. They got an intercessor. They got to pray. They have to be able to have a job. Like,
Right. Right.
man, you
Right.
just gotta, man, make sure that's it. If the Lord is giving it to you, all praises to the Most High. But man,
You can't expect everyone to go with you everywhere.
oh yeah, I agree.
Even Jesus had an inner circle. You know what I mean? And you got to know who gonna ride. And you can't. Well, the kingdom is at hand, and so
Yes,
a fervency has to be there.
I
But,
agree.
but at the same time, you got to give people rest. And the ability to run their lives, their personal lives.
Yes,
You got to give them that time, that personal time. You know what I mean? And if God told you to do it, you do it.
right.
And don't worry about who coming with you. He told you to do it. And I know we can get into semantics of be followers of me, even if I follow Christ. And
Correct.
in certain,
Yeah.
but there's the line that has to be understanding. A line of understanding that has to go on. You know what I mean? If you have
Yeah.
this to take care of, let people take care of that. You know what I mean? When it's time to do this, the very good advice I had was, hey, spend that time with your wife and your family while you can, because when I need you, I need you. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah.
That's very good advice. So when you got the time to spend time with the family, spend time with the family. But when it's time for ministry, it's time for ministry.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? That's very good advice I had. But man, the time is drawing. I got to get in here with these chillins. You see, they come to get daddy, man. Uh, I feel
They
like I'm
coming to
speaking.
make sure that they live and in full effect.
Yeah, man. So I gotta, go hang out with them, and then I gotta get a nap, and I got to go to work today. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, man. So hit them up with what you got, man. Very good conversation, man. I enjoyed
Yes, sir. Look, man, that heat look good over there too, man. But feel like
it.
you're enjoying that heat. But
Yeah, man.
y'all can find me at Daryl Sales. It's Darylle. Last name Sales is in salesperson. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and on Clubhouse. I'm in and out on Clubhouse. I enjoy the theological debates, and just the overall, sharing of doctrine. But yeah, that's where
Yes,
I'm
sir.
at.
Hey, man, you can find us at Degrees of Separation on everything. DEGREEZ of separation. Separation, Separation. Degree Separation on Instagram and Facebook. Hey, man, hit us up on Cash App, man. If you want to see us and want to support us, you know what I'm saying? This stuff is not for free. We pay for all of this stuff that you see. So, hey, Cash App, $ intellect, $Intellect1, intellect one on Cash App, man. Oh, hit us up on YouTube, man. Go on and subscribe, man. Whether you listen to us on all streaming platforms or you just watch us, you know what I mean, on YouTube, go and subscribe, man. Run us up, man, at Degrees Separation on YouTube, man. All one word, man. And hit us up on all streaming platforms. Give us a review. Give us a listen, man. Give us a rating if you would mind. Hey, man, fair exchange. We give y'all content. You give us a rating. Oh, man, you may see, we may be 1 or 2 degrees separated from each other, but when it comes to God, there should be 0 degrees of separation. And we out.
Degrees of separation, connecting to the source.